You want the truth? Well, here's the wicked truth.
I'm broke.
I'm
broke.
We know about it. Bone, you've done a lot of movies.
Yeah.
We you were in ATL.
You surprised me with I mean, when I look, I stopped counting at 18. Like I really didn't know that he was part of Motives and Dead Heist.
Yeah.
Dead, bro. I went and I'm like, wow, and I wanted to say why I got you here. Also, you was on The Biggest Loser, right?
Nah, I was a Celebrity Fit Club.
For the Fit Club. And I want to say, man, that right there, I was watching it, and hey, was it hard? Like.
Nah.
You touched the country with that, Bone.
Yeah, for real. That's what I'm saying.
No,
So like, and that was trying. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, how did you? You got cameras all around you, but you're still trying. You're meeting the goal at the same time.
Right.
Like, how do you even concentrate to do all of that?
Man, I honestly don't be caring about none of that stuff. I just kind of do what I got to do to make sure it's happening. I knew there was some money involved at the time, and that's all that mattered to me. And the losing weight part was just part of it. And I just lost some weight. I don't really care about being big. I love myself. So, but the whole thing is that when it comes down to it, it was a prize at the end. And I saw a potential to better myself and make some bread.
Exactly.
That's right.
So it all made sense to me.
Did Bone, but in a moment where I saw it as surreal, and I saw it as real. You kind of opened up to the world, and I just kind of want to know, was that real, or was that acting, or
Oh no, it was real.
Bone that we saw.
No, it was all real. I mean, back then it was real reality. All they did was shoot us, and then took and made a show out of it.
Okay.
They didn't tell us what to do or nothing. We just kind of, did what we did, and then they just kind of shot a show around it.
Right. Wow. So, Bone, let's get into something else, brother. Let's talk about this new project you have with your beautiful wife.
Yeah.
Kind of tell the people, what Bone Crush is doing right now.
Yeah.
Give us, what's your favorite song on the album? What are you going to drop as a single? Where can they find you on social media?
The album. And we doing the Project 143 album, which is Project Love, and it's a love story between me, a storyteller, and myself.
Okay.
And storyteller is my wife and everything. So we've been together every day for the last 4 years.
Wow.
Never separated, except for sometimes I go on the road, but other than that, we're together. So when I first met her, we did it. We wasn't trying to be together. We just was working together as
Now, Storyteller was in the reality business too. Was she? Or is that fiction?
That's fiction.
That's fiction. Okay. All right.
Nah, she in the reality business.
Okay.
So we came together and started working. This Felipia was a good friend of ours. She hooked us up, and we started working, and we ended up becoming a couple.
Okay.
The synergy between the two of us was undeniable. So we ended up becoming a couple and working together, and we first started recording, it was all about my record.
Right.
And then it went from that into us just she started recording a bunch of songs on my album. And then I was like, man, we should just do a whole album together.
Right.
And it came about like that. We just started working, and before we know it, and we just came with a project. And she just kind of was like, yo, we should call it Project 143, which is, 143, like back in the day, like Project, like love.
Oh,
Like I love you.
Oh,
one I and four love and the three you. So the whole thing is that we just start recording the songs after song, and it became something more than we ever even thought about. And the music itself is just ridiculous between the both of us.
Right.
It's a more of a Peaches and Herb.
Okay.
Ashford and Simpson, that type of vibe.
It's a love movement.
It is a love movement, man. We enjoying it to the fullest. I'm in a whole different space than I was, back in 03.
Right.
I've seen a lot and been through a lot and done a lot of things. So for me, it's become more surreal in the essence of trying to be more than I could even imagine it to be. Right. Everybody hear the music goes crazy, man. I know we got CeeLo on the album, Music Soul Child,
Okay. That's
and a few others.
You have Kane on there also,
Yeah,
right?
we got Kane from the Yin Yang Twins.
Okay.
Yep, Kane from the Yin Yang Twins. We got so many people on, I forgot. But
I'm not on the album, Bone.
that's your fault.
well, what fault did I play in the part about not being on the album? I know, like, other than like you probably didn't know me on that.
Your fault was he don't want you on the album.
I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna talk to him. You know, I just want to like say, you know, I heard what you're saying, but in 2007 you had you was with what you had an album called Free, right?
Yeah.
And is what you're. I see how it. I see Attention. Then I see Release the Beat. I see Freeze, and you was with By Your Head and Vainglory.
Yeah.
Is there a purposeful transition from each label or maybe to each album? Like Free, is that the springboard for where you're at right here today on this platform? Like,
you know,
Free. Why did you name it Free, man?
You know, the album Free because I had just got off the label with Jive.
Okay.
And I just got free from them. So that was kind of just an emotional time for me at that point.
Oh,
and I felt like I just wanted to do what I felt like doing at the time.
Yes.
I was in a good space.
Yes. Because the energy was different on that album for me. Like when I listened to the Release the Beat, I'm like, okay, I got, and that by the way, number 86 on the U.S. R&B charts also.
Right.
And that's what I'm talking about. For anybody that is aspiring to do that, it's inspirational, man. And I appreciate it. But Free, it was just a different energy. That's why I really wanted to ask you about that. And it seems I feel some of that energy from you right now. That's why it piqued me. It's just like Free.
Right.
From by what you're saying, you know.
Right.
So, is that still? Do you still, you know? I mean, for us, that energy you pulling from it, did you have to pull from that, or just you just?
You know, I mean, right now, man. You know, I'm 45 years old.
Yes.
When I came out, I was 29. So I'm in a whole nother space. And I know Kurt has sent me something from Patchwork, an old interview I did back in the day. And I listened to it, and I was like, man, I don't even know who that guy is anymore. That guy is non-existent anymore. You know, and I have been all over. You know, I've done Grammy Awards, I've done Billboard Music Awards, I've done American Music Awards, and I've done all these award shows, and I've been nominated for all this stuff. And I'm just like, man, it just, and you say to yourself, it's not going to affect you, but it does. And mostly either it's gonna be bad or good. There's no in between. And it's been good for me, you know, and it affected me in a way where I've become a better man and I've become more sustained in who I am as a person.
Yes.
You know, I had to figure that out too, you know, and it's a growing process. And luckily for us and for me, that social media wasn't that big back then.
Most definitely.
You know, and I had a chance to really figure out who I was without having to succumb to really what the fans may have wanted, what the label may have wanted. And because, you know, we on the road. We didn't film a lot of that stuff. A lot of stuff we were doing on the road was crazy. Wow. A lot worse than what these kids are doing now.
Right now.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it was
and you talk to me all the time, Bone. You know, like I was telling Stack last week, there's nothing more humbling, nothing that makes you feel better as an OG, and I consider myself an OG, than to be able to listen to somebody else. Mm-hmm. That's an OG also, and receive it.
Right.
A lot of people today, a lot of kids, they feel like if you can't tell them anything. Yep. They want to discredit your OG status if you don't know that. OG is an OG.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And and I value being able to talk to Bone. I call you about stuff all the time.
Same here.
You know, and you're not gonna never tell Wick what he wants to hear.
Never.
You're gonna
well,
tell me
if it makes sense.
If it makes sense, but you're gonna keep it 100 real with me. And I just want you kind of like speak on like the state of with our youth today, kind of like what's going on as us as a people.
Right.
You talk to me about things like this all the time. What can we do, Brother Bone, to want to stop the violence out here, the black on black crime, and start loving each other, man?
I mean, the first thing we got to do is start really wanting the answer. A lot of people don't really want the answer. The answer is something that most people don't want to hear. They want to. They want fake solutions. They want, as Donald Trump say, alternate facts. They want anything that has to do with more than just the answer. And the answer to anything is going to be, when you come into trying to fix something, is love. anytime you go to a psychiatrist, anytime you go to talk to one of your peers or even a mentor or anything, you're going for the correction and for the love of it. And you have to speak upon that in a way where you say, well, this is what I want out of the situation. I want to make sure that I tell this person the truth. And that the truth and the answer is very weird to people. They don't want to hear it.
They don't want to hear it.
They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear the answer to it. And I tell people all day, I said the answer is love to anything that you're trying to accomplish.
Wow.
Because there is nothing more powerful
Than love.
than hate.
Wow.
Hate is the other opposite of that.
Okay.
So if you got hate in your heart and you're going through things and nothing is going your way, your karma is bad and things are going in a direction that you don't want, you have to figure out what is going to stop this from happening. I have to first of all figure out who I am, and secondly figure out how to get to love.
Okay.
You know, nobody really wants to get to that because we all have our problems in our childhood. Things don't happen to us,
Right.
and we go through things in life. But the love is what I had to figure out where I was going with it. And I had to know that love was something that I was seeking. And I never had true love in my life before, you know, I met my wife, and I really, other than my children,
Correct.
you know, because that's you know, that's unconditional love.
Unconditional love.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. So when it comes down to anything that we got it going on, we have to go there. And you know, black people, we lost the soul in us too. We lost that. We're too busy trying to be electronic. We're too busy trying to be trending. When that's part of us.
Right.
You know, the trending part of us that's us. We set trends.
Right.
We used to set trends. Now we follow trends.
Wow.
You know, we go to this. We used to take Gucci and Polo and Louis Vuitton and make it black and make it soulful. And they would come in and take our ideas, and we make a few dollars off of it, and they make a lot of dollars off of it.
Right.
But we still stay true to being black. Now there is no more soul in us.
Yes.
We've taken away all the essence of who we are as a people. And you know, for the kids, you know, social media got them going crazy right now. They all dressing crazy. They all acting crazy.
Right.
Because the parents aren't available, you know, and OGs aren't available to tell them anything.
Wow.
So,
That's deep.
You want the truth? Well, here's the wicked truth.